Well, it's Friday on Rosenthal to do the JV. Tag team day. Bully Boy Carter's pick this week, and he's chosen Perry Sutton and John Crone as the Eliminators. It shocked me you picked these. And reason?
I shocked myself, to be fair. I wanted to do something like we generally choose something that's a bit of a surprise, that the other person wouldn't really expect. But so I kind of kept with that. But like this is even more surprising because they're generally an ECW tag team, and I've never been a fan of ECW, so I thought I'd go totally. It was like when you chose that fucking that Sandman pay-per-view thing. Like, same philosophy. Like we'll give it a go on, see what happens, and there we go. So.
Yeah. I really enjoyed them though. The 4 matches I watched were belting. Like there was stuff that was innovative and before its time, and stuff that I never thought would be possible. But we'll get to that. That's in the last match. The history of these bad boys. Perry Saturn met John Cronus in a nightclub. Perry Saturn was already wrestling with Killer Kowalski, and John Cronus said, I want to do some of this wrestling malarkey. So he put him in touch with the school, and away they went, basically. Cronus is the Greek equivalent to the word Saturn.
All right.
So technically they're both Saturn. They just changed the C of Cronus to K. They were originally called the Harvests of Sorrow, which is a fucking odd name. But Jerry the King Lawler on an indie show suggests that they changed the name because people just wouldn't understand the other one. And they're right. Yeah. In 1993, they were in USWA. They were on a starting wage of $40 a week. Fucking hell. It's true what they say about Memphis then, isn't it?
Fucking hell.
As they got established, they got 100% pay rise. You go, boys. But, they survived it. Fair play to them. They lost to Brian Christopher and Eddie Gilbert in the finals of the tag team tournament in USWA. But a few weeks later in May, they won the titles off them. 6 weeks later, they lost them to PG-13. In 1995, they went to Japan for War. And then 95 to 97, they teamed constantly for ECW. That was the bulk of their fame. 3-time ECW tag team champions. They're listed as 89 in the top 100 tag teams of PWI. And for a short-lived, in essence, small-time tag team, really, when you think about it, USWA and ECW were only like the bottom rung of promotion-wise. It wasn't like they were in WWF or WCW or anything. 89 is pretty good in the top 100 list, isn't it? But I really enjoyed them. I think they looked amazing. And these matches that I watched were fucking belting, really, really good. Like, I didn't know what to expect. I was thinking they were going to be a bit shit. But no, really, really good. Where did you go first?
My first one is USWA. I've done 2 USWA and 2 ECW. So my first one is April 94, and it's against Billy Travis and Spellbinder.
Right. I've done 3 USWA and 1 from Japan. I didn't even touch ECW.
All right, okay.
But I haven't done that one.
All right, okay. You might have done the next one I've done because that's also from USWA. But I'll start with this one. When was your first one?
There wasn't any dates on all of them. One was October the 1st, 94. I think that's the only one with a date on, to be fair, mate.
All right.
The other 2, there's no dates.
Okay, so this one's April 94. Both of my USWA matches I've put were okay. Like I wasn't overly impressed with them, but they weren't shit either. They were just like there, like you know what I mean. But we'll run through them. So
with Billy Travis and who?
Spellbinder.
Spellbinder.
Yeah. So who is this Spellbinder guy? Like who was it?
He was called, is it Phantasma or something in the WWF for like an appearance, like a magician gimmick.
Yeah, that's what he was doing here, isn't it? That's what Spellbinder is.
He's
Yeah.
always, Spellbinder or something along those lines. I think his name's Del Rios or something in real life.
Oh, all right. So yeah, he starts. It's Spellbinder and Cronus in the ring. Spellbinder like fucking pulls some fucking handkerchief out of Cronus's singlet and turns it into a fucking pole of some kind, like a fucking. Cronus is freaked out, so he doesn't want any of that. So fucking Saturn comes in. Before Saturn can do anything to Spellbinder, fucking Travis comes in and goes straight for Saturn. Boom, boom, boom. Whips him off. Um, fucking gives him a big backdrop. Nails Cronus on the apron, pop, and then Saturn takes control of Travis just momentarily. And then all of a sudden, Travis turns it around on Saturn and fucking rams Saturn's head into the corner. Kaplow. Then an eye rake by Saturn to take control, and that's basically the cut off there and then. Like just so the Eliminators were heels here, but in my next match, I'm pretty sure they're faces. Yeah, they are faces.
I've got both sides for the USWA time.
Right, okay. So yeah, they do the eye rake on Saturn, and that basically cuts him off there and then. They do fucking the Eliminators do like what I can only describe as like an early version of Total Elimination, their finish, but I think they must have just been trying shit out at this point, and they do it, and it looks fine, but fucking Travis like doesn't really take it the way he should have, like in the sense that he went down pretty slow with it. But when they do it, the fucking guy's meant to fucking like fly and he like kaplow, like hit the fucking deck. Yeah, and can you remember when they've done it on fucking Francine before? And fucking like she'd like fucking snap her in half, that kind of thing. But Travis just went down really like just really slow, almost like a fucking Valentine Timber type bump. Like really, really, really slow. I don't think he knew what he was fucking expecting. He was just there and took it. So.
I mean, if you've got nothing to compare it to, then how are you going to put it over to someone, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in that situation where I'm like backstage and someone tells me something and I'm like I'm like fucking, you got it on the fucking YouTube or something, like so I can see what the fuck's what's going on, like. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So an earlier, because it's like an early version of that because they don't even try and pin him; they just pick him up after it. So it was just like a double team move here, picked him up. I did say it looked a bit weak, but anyway. So real heel heat by the heels here. Fucking Doug Gilbert's outside with them. He's like in their corner. So he's
probably a lot of mine.
Yeah. So he's doing a lot of the old fucking heely shit outside the ring. Back in the ring, Saturn misses the big elbow drop. Bam. Fucking Spellbinder comes in, taking care of the pair of them. Boom, boom, boom. It's not so much a big comeback. Basically, he's just nailing them, bam, with punches and shit. And then he's got one of them in the corner. I don't know if Saturn tagged out, so I don't know if it's Saturn or Cronus, but Spellbinder's fucking nailing one of them in the corner. Boom, boom, boom. And Gilbert just goes around, grabs his ankle, the old fucking Bobby Heenan fucking Rude situation, but like trips him up. He's holding the ankle down, and then the fucking heel, either Cronus or Saturn, just covers him, and he can't go up, and it's a 3 count. A real good finish. The match was okay, yeah, like a bit iffy here and there, but I can't really knock it. To be fair, it done the job, and the crowd seemed to get behind it. So there we go. It's all right.
My first one, there wasn't a lot to, but it told a good story. Like it was their USWA debut. It didn't say it was against on the YouTube, so I had to look into that once I got there. But it starts with a promo with Doug Gilbert and the Eliminators together. Doug Gilbert saying these dudes are out of control, and they brought them to USWA for the tag team titles, yada yada. They're against 2 fine gentlemen, the name of Eddie Gibbons and Tracy Moody. It starts fucking. It just starts. They're in the ring and it just starts.
A lot of their matches were like that. A lot of Eliminators matches I've noticed in both fucking like companies, their matches just there ain't no fucking delaying like at the start.
Yeah.
Just
There's
like
no
straight at it.
nothing. It's just in and fucking very. Very imagine Moondogs with abs. It's like that. Isn't it? Perry Saturn just fucking lines the spunk out of one of these fucking dudes here, Eddie Gibbons or Tracy. I don't know which one's which, so I can't help you. But he gets in and just fucking lines the spunk out of one of them. Just fucking stomps on his belly, you know, that sort of Kevin Sullivan gimmick where he just jumps on the belly.
Right.
There was like a rock bottom style move. He had him like that and sort of span him round. That looked quite cool. John Cronus is in now. There's a drop toe hold by Perry Saturn. And then, this is great. John Cronus sort of flips and leg drops.
Oh yeah, good move. Yeah, does that in one of mine.
Yeah, very nice. There was a power bomb by John Cronus. He just fucking wails this fucking one of the dudes. There's a double slam. Oh, this is fucking good as well. Right, so John Cronus does that, you know, fucking leg up kind of fucking thing to Perry Saturn, flicks Perry Saturn into the, you know, to splash the other dude. Yeah, fucking tremendous that was. You know, this is what is it, 93 or something? That shit didn't happen, did it?
You what? Sorry.
That shit didn't happen in '93. You know.
Did you you mean like so he's got his leg, he lifts him up and Saturn does like a backflip?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen it like much years later. I think I seen fucking maybe Mysterio and Kidman do it at like the late 90s in WCW and shit like that. But yeah, back in '93, I definitely didn't see anything like that.
It was you know, it was fucking revolutionary for the time.
Especially in America.
Yeah. Suplex by Cronus, and the finish was John Cronus had one of these dudes on his shoulder. Off the top rope comes Perry Saturn and drop kicks his fucking head. Hush! Have some of that, Eddie Gibbons or Tracy Moody. But yeah, I mean, it put these dudes over well, you know, it put the Eliminators over as exactly what Doug Gilbert said they were. They're out of control fucking beasts. And yeah, it had me fucking sold. You can't fault their debut there. Looking strong. Right, next one.
Right, my next one, USWA, 24th of the 9th, 94, against the Phantoms.
I've got the Phantoms. That was my next one. You carry on.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed this one.
I saw that a couple of times on YouTube along the way though, so maybe there was more than one. Who knows?
I don't know actually, because you said that you couldn't find a date on it, but this one, mine says 24th of 9th, 94. So I don't know.
So maybe they had a couple of matches on there. Or a couple of times it was put on by different people on YouTube, isn't it?
Was the finish a schoolboy at the end?
The finish. No, so, roll up, yeah.
Yeah. No. You are?
Promo at the start talking about Sid and Spellbinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the same then.
Yeah.
This was all right. I don't know who the Phantoms were, but they were pretty good, I thought.
Well, yeah, I thought this match was okay, to be fair. Probably I enjoyed it better than the first match. The first match I thought was all right. This one a bit better. Like my third match was fucking wank, but we'll get to that. But this one was all right. Like the Phantoms, I was going to ask you who they were because
could be anyone, to be fair, couldn't it?
Could have been us, you know. But like I like that look. I like that look. Like, you know, I just thought I even put before the match starts, I put love the Phantoms look. Because they just got that fucking, you know, I'd book them, to be fair.
Yeah.
So go on. So do you want me to go on through it?
Yeah.
So one of them's called Tragedy, I think. I gathered that much.
Yeah. And it was like Pain and Tragedy or some shit like that, wasn't it?
It was. All right, okay. So Saturn starts by fucking beating up Tragedy. Fucking tags in Cronus pretty early, and they do a double spin kick, kaplow. Fucking, he does that spinning leg drop as well by Cronus.
I've just put flippy leg drop thing.
Broke up by the other Phantom, which I guess is Pain. Double backdrop on Tragedy, kaplow. Fucking, they do the old knee to the back on Saturn. They're faces here, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty over. I put after that double backdrop, I thought "Go Perry, go" is what they were shouting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty over.
And that's onto the Heat, and then there's some quick tags. I got a little bit confused towards the end, trying to figure out who's who.
I didn't understand. There was a lot of that when that lady, is it Fantasia or whatever her name was, Fantasy. When she got involved, it was with the Mars tag team. When she got involved, I got confused as to who was where and what was what. It all became very odd to me.
Yeah, I put it was a bit of a schmoz.
I was all right until there was all four of them in the ring. John Cronus ends up lining one of the masked men after the fucking one team reversed the whip, didn't they?
Yeah.
But Cronus lined the masked man, and then Fantasia was on the apron and ended up slapping Cronus, and then fuck knows what happened after that.
Well, it all seemed to go weird when, like, there was a false tag that wasn't a false tag, because I thought it was a false tag, but the referee let it go on, so it wasn't a false tag. But they'd done it kind of behind the ref's back, so you would assume it was a false tag. But the referee turns back round and allows it anyway. Even the commentators picked up on it. Oh, the referee is allowing it. So I thought that he was going to get them out of the ring then, because I thought like it was a false tag, but that didn't go on. So then the ref lets it go. Then that's when all four in. Fantasia's up on the apron, and it just got a bit PG-13 come down.
Spellbinder, PG-13. I wasn't even sure whether PG-13, whose side they were on. Turns out they were on the Eliminators side, right?
Yeah.
But Spellbinder just came out of nowhere. He kind of magicked himself.
That's what he does, isn't it?
Yeah. There was the roll up by Perry Saturn on one of the masked men. That finished that. Even though Spellbinder and PG-13 were there causing fucking grief. Then Spellbinder gets in the ring, PG-13 get out of the ring, and now there's a big brawl, and then that was that. It was a story, but I just got a little confused.
Yeah, I did as well. But I guess if we're in the crowd and watching it, we might have understood a bit better what was the situation. But from my point,
I thought that masked tag team was good.
Yeah, I did as well. I wouldn't mind finding out who they were. I mean, we probably know who they are, like if we Google it and shit, but we'll probably know both of them. But yeah, I thought you might knew. I mean, were they around for a while in there, or was it just
times, right? Yeah, but it could have been one of those cases that they've got suits in a bag and just dish them out randomly, innit?
Yeah.
Right, my next one then. October the 1st, 94 versus Sid and Doug Gilbert. Scott Bowden is with Sid and Doug Gilbert. Scott Bowden died last year, bless him. He was lovely. Could have been the year before now, actually. Yeah, no, he was really cool. It's Doug versus Perry Saturn to start with. Doug Gilbert's in a mask because he's lost his hair. He lost a head shavy match. So he's in a mask. Doug versus Perry Saturn. Doug's in control right off. Boom. I also, after seeing their debut, where they just mauled them two jobber dudes, I didn't expect them to be selling the way they did in this one. You know, they didn't really have to sell that much in the masked man tag. But I suppose now they're baby faces, so they have to be kind of weaker. I get it against Sid, but Doug Gilbert's a lot smaller. But yeah, he's a top man. But they're both selling fucking beautifully for him. Doug in control. Reverse the whip, backdrop by Perry Saturn. and he takes the arm. John Cronus in. They do a double shoulder tackle, very Doc and Gordy style. Doug Gilbert to the eyes. Booth tags Sid in. Sid boots Cronus. There's a powerbomb chant here from the fans, which shocked me because Sid and Doug are the villains. They're all Sid misses an elbow. It's all Sid for a little bit. Then Sid misses an elbow for a bit of a hope. Perry Saturn's in, but he's cut off real quick. Doug's in now. Big atomic drop by Doug and a suplex by Doug. Perry fires up. It's the rope. Scott Bowden does the low bridge. So out goes Perry. Sid attacks him on the floor. Doug Gilbert's choking him with the rope and shit. A piece of tape back in the ring. Doug gets booted with a middle, and then there's a middle rope line from Perry Saturn. Bit of hope there. Hot tag to young John Cronus, who comes in fucking cleaning everyone's clocks. Even Sid takes a bump. Sid gets whipped and boots, but sort of reverses that and boots Cronus. There's a spine buster by Sid. I mean, it's not Arn Anderson, but it's a spine buster. That gets a 2. The finish, Doug gets a chain out and nails Cronus with it. Simple as that. There was no pomp or circumstances. He just literally goes in the pants and pulls the chain out. Well, he nails Cronus while Perry and Sid are fighting on the floor. Yeah, I mean, there was good sort of structure to it, good story told again. And sometimes you don't need that fucking 20-minute build up to a finish. It was just ideal time, fucking pull the thing out, gimmick, bosh. There doesn't need to be that great long-winded fucking 10-minute build up, does there? It was all right, that. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Oh, boom. All right, wow. I'm glad that was a good one because this one was fucking awful. So we're going to match 3. This was ECW Hardcore TV, 22nd of October, 96. ECW tag title match against the Gangstas. Now, the Gangstas are the champions at this point. It wasn't very good. See, like we've spoke about ECW before, and I was, as a young 15-year-old, when it was on Bravo, was it Bravo? Yeah, and I used to I enjoyed it back then because I was 15 years old, and
like you know,
you what?
It was like half an hour every night.
Yeah, and I used to like Francine, kind of like the same way you like Mike McGurk. So
Yeah.
So I used to watch it for her more than anyone. But yeah, so this match was fucking. So it was awful. So the Gangstas rush the ring, and like we were saying earlier, they go straight into the fucking match. So the Gangstas rush the ring, brawling all over the place, like all 4 in, boom, 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 boom. There's a diamond cutter on both of the Gangstas. I couldn't catch if one. I think it might have been Saturn that done it on both, or one of them done it on each. I don't know. But anyway, the Gangstas hit the floor by the diamond cutter. They're both out. The fucking Eliminators are standing up with the Gangstas fucked up on the floor, doing the old Gangstas like the cross sign, taking the piss out of them there in the ring. And then the Gangstas fucking have a Hulk Hogan type comeback now because they're up just a diamond cutter, weren't it? No hardship. So they fucking get straight up from that, grab a ladder. The fucking Eliminators turn around, kaplow, double fucking clothesline with a ladder. Out they're down, boom. I even wrote kaplow, to be fair. So yeah, Gangstas up, grab ladder, kaplow, both Eliminators down. Right, so the Eliminators are fucked up. I've also wrote here, why the fuck is music still playing during this match? Am I missing something or what?
It always did during New Jack's Gangster matches, didn't it?
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, but it's your music, so
it's my music. I ain't gonna lie, I was bobbing along to it a little bit, But then I realized I'm watching wrestling, and it's like when I watch wrestling, I don't have my fucking gangster shit on in the next room, do I? You know what I mean? It's either one or the other. So yeah, it's to be fair though, like there's weapons everywhere, music is playing. It's not my fucking scene, but the crowd are fucking into it, and the crowd are rabid. And at the end of the day, they're fucking there paying, and they're obviously enjoying themselves. So I'm not going to judge what that is because that's just the type
Whatever
of
it is. Yeah. I've always thought that even those that are really fucking shit, if they're over and there's people there watching and people keep going back to watch it, they must be doing something right. It's just not our market, you know.
yeah. So I mean,
People will
I
say anything if you sell it hard enough. But you just
yeah.
got to find people to sell it to, haven't you?
See, I've had people like say to me, like on our shows, like, why don't you get this guy, or why don't you get these guys? And it's like, because I don't want to. Like, even if they were to bring in more fans, it's not the fucking shows and the people that I want to book. So it's like I could book the fucking this guy fucking miles away that could bring a lot of fans to the product, but what he's doing in our ring is not what I want to fucking put out there. So
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's like
He doesn't fit the he doesn't fit the environment.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah,
So even if he was to bring a few more fans with him, I'd rather I know it sounds daft, but I'd rather sacrifice a few fans to put on shows that I believe in, not fucking to like fucking cater to everyone else that is a totally different fucking environment that we want
of
anyway.
course.
So
If you believe in your product, you have faith in it, you can sell it. But
yeah.
if you do things that you're uncomfortable with, and you're booking things that you're uncomfortable with, your art isn't in it, and you're not able to sell it. You're just not able to sell that.
And also as well, if you look at it like this, like let's say, because you know we've like built up a nice little fan base with like regulars coming. I could bring in someone else that would bring in loads of fans, but then drive original fans away because they don't want to see that. Like,
Yeah, thing, yeah.
so it could go that way.
In the long term, doing what you're doing is clearly working. Then,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
it can only grow from there as well. Because if it's positive every time, you know, Jean will tell her mate, and then her mate will tell her mate, and then it will just carry on like that, won't it?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if them people come back and like see something that I wouldn't usually book, and then she'll be saying to her mate, "Well, this ain't usually what we see," and you know what I mean. So it might fucking put out like a bad image, even though we're
But
bringing in some more fans. Like,
you know these others that say, "Oh, you know, I can definitely bring you 10 more people, right?" Fair dues, they bring you more people. 10 more people at £7 heads, fucking 70 quid. That's a big help, isn't it? Yeah. But if you see them out of that environment in their home area, are we only going to see 10 people watching them? And it's them same fucking 10 people. You know what I mean? That's the way I think about it sometimes. You know,
yeah,
are they that niche that they only draw those 10 people? They follow them all over the fucking world, but there's only those 10 people. You know? Anyway,
yeah.
back to the gangsters.
Right, here we go. So yeah. So after I've got over the fucking situation with the music, uh, New Jack's got a crutch even. Boom, fucking nails. I think it nails Saturn to the stomach, and then as Saturn's bent over, boom, nails him in the back with it. They go into the crowd. This was quite funny. Not for fucking Cronus, it won't, but it was funny for me. So they're in the crowd fighting back and forth, boom, boom, boom. Then they get back in the ring. Now Cronus, I have no idea what he's doing, but he's climbing up the ropes, but like not the turnbuckle, like the middle of the ropes, with a fucking trash can dustbin in his hand. He gets to like the middle second rope and just falls off. Literally just fucking falls off. Like with plenty of you fucked up chants going around the fucking arena. But yeah, so I don't know what he was doing or trying to do, but climbing up ropes that's not at the turnbuckle with a fucking object in your hand is going to be pretty tricky, no matter how fucking athletic you are. But yeah, it didn't work out too well for him. Hits the deck. I've wrote here I can't keep up with what's going on because there's weapons all over the fucking ring. and all four men just fucking brawling away. And the finish of the match is New Jack comes off the top with like a Randy Savage style elbow, but with the fucking chair in his hand. Boom, 1, 2, 3. And that's how it ended. I think it was on. I don't know if it was Saturn or Cronus that took the fall, but yeah, there we go. I've wrote it's not my scene, and that's basically the end of it. But yeah, it wasn't for me. There's a big attack at the end as the Gangstas get fucked up as the Eliminators like attack them and everything. But yeah, it wasn't my. You know, I'm not against like street fights, hardcore matches and shit like that. But I don't know. Just it's not my. You know, it's not really what I would like voluntarily watch. But I put it on to be a little bit different, and there we go. It wasn't. Yeah, I wouldn't watch it again. To be fair.
My last one was kind of the same thing. It wasn't what I'd normally pick. A different result, right? But it wasn't what I normally pick because this was from Japan, and I normally sort of steer clear of that because I can't be doing the fucking commentary. And if I'm honest, I don't know anyone on it. I like the Japanese stuff when the Americans are on it. And this was part of the attraction for this because they're all kind of people that I know. The Eliminators and Hector Garza versus Bob Backlund, Jimmy Snuka, and Mil Mascaras.
Fucking hell, that's a fucking blend and a half, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, that's quite the fucking mixture of wrestler, isn't it? You know, the groundbreaking fucking hardcore Eliminators, flippy Hector Garza, Mil Mascaras, Jimmy Snuka, and Bob Backlund. Legendary. Any old road up. That must have been an expensive match to book with them fucking three on the one team. It's Perry Saturn that starts with Bob Backlund, and Bob Backlund don't take no shit. He arm drags, hip tosses, and body slams Perry Saturn like out of nowhere. There's a backslide by Bob Backlund, and Perry Saturn powders. Fuck this. Bob Backlund then does those leg sweep things to Cronus and Hector Garza, and they powder too. They fucking Hector Garza fucking took a bump like no one's ever bumped for them bad boys before. They powder too. Mil Mascaras is in now with Hector Garza. Handshake at the start between these two. Test of strength, which obviously Mil Mascaras wins because he ain't gonna sell shit for anyone. He flips Hector Garza and does like a bow and arrow thing, which he spins somehow into a hip toss. I mean, he's a bouncy old fucking mass no selling prick, any really, but he was pretty fucking good at times. Hector Garza attempts a toe hold, and Mil Mascaras is like, no. He just kind of drops to his knees and goes, nah. He does something. There's an abdominal stretch by Mil Mascaras. John Cronus comes in and clobbers Mil Mascaras to break the hold, but he don't sell it for shit. He breaks the hold and he's like, fuck. There's another test of strength. Mil Mascaras, does that thing where he stamps on the dude's hands. There's a headlock by Hector Garza on Mil Mascaras, which I've never seen such a thing ever in my life, because that's like putting Mil Mascaras in something. But that lasts about fucking 3 seconds, and he's like, oh. Mil Mascaras is back to the arm then, the left arm like the Mexicans. The right arm like the Mexicans. Which looks very odd, doesn't it? When they're on the opposite, the other side. It just looks wrong.
It looks wrong and it feels wrong as well. I think I told you the story once when I was working a dude from France, and before the match he was showing me something, and I was like, well, it's the wrong fucking arm for a start. And he's like, oh no, in my country we do this. I'm like, well, we're not in your country. We're fucking doing it on the left, mate. Like,
if we went there, maybe, but not anymore, mate.
Yeah.
Hector Garza once again manages to get a headlock on, but he's soon whipped off. Mil Mascaras tackles him, whips him, and then he does that flying chop thing, which does look very cool. John Cronus comes in again and kicks the spunk out of fucking Mil Mascaras, attacks him a little bit, Then he picks Mil Mascaras up and slams him. I'm going to say it slowly. He picks Mil Mascaras up and slams him.
Fuck it. Well, what year is this, Sean? What year are you on?
We've got to be in. It said the year they were in Japan. One memento. 95.
Because the Eliminators will still be fairly newish at this point, won't they? And they're in there with some fucking, you know, it's like some proper experienced fucking vets, really, aren't they?
Yeah. And he's just fucking slammed Mil Mascaras. I had to pause the fucking telly at that point. Fucking, I've put JK in, attacks and slams, bracket shoot. Because no way Mil Mascaras would have fucking chosen that. Anyway, he does that flippy leg drop on Mil Mascaras into a 2 count. Bob Backlund breaks the 2 count up. Mil Mascaras is up then. He wasn't long term selling nothing. He's up. Drop kicks Cronus. Mil Mascaras is selling now, actually. He does the drop kick and sort of sours back to a corner where Jimmy Snuka comes in. Perry Saturn cuts Snuka off. Whip tackle. There's 3 leaps. And fucking 3 big ass motherfucker chops from Snuka. Yeah, he fucking, he does that 3 leaps as they keep run off the ropes, but he doesn't turn. He just fucking.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking chop off the ropes. Whee! There's heat on Bob. This is kind of like it's 17 minutes long, this match, but it's highlights still. So it must have been a beast of a match. In reality. The next sort of clip is a long ass heat on Bob Backlund. There's the flippy splash thing on Bob Backlund. The fucking moonsault flippy splash thing. A big boot from Cronus. Bob Backlund's selling is amazing. And I think you could probably beat the piss out of Bob Backlund and he won't mind. I reckon he'll be just fucking, because he's got to be pretty hard, I'd have thought. A double headbutt. John Cronus as Bob Backlund in some kind of submission. To explain this submission to you, I'd need several sort of GCSEs in fucking chemistry or whatever, biology. It was some odd fucking thing. There was arms and legs everywhere. It was like fucking pretzel. Now the other 4 get in. Mil Mascaras is with Perry Saturn. Hector Garza is with Snuka. The heels get bumped. Snuka and Mil. Right. So Bob Backlund and Cronus are still in this submission, like near a corner. They're not moving. They're everywhere. The other 4 get in and start fucking pottering about. The heels get bumped into each other. Snuka up, Mil Mascaras up. Snuka does a splash. Mil Mascaras does a splash. Bob Backlund's still in the submission, but the referee counts the pin. They're not technically the legal 4 because Backlund and fucking Saturn are, but I don't know what the Japanese tag rules are. I really enjoyed this. I don't normally like Japanese wrestling. I don't normally enjoy Mil Mascaras, and I never thought I'd enjoy the Eliminators. But no, this was really good. Winner.
Awesome. My last one is also ECW. Hostile City Showdown 97 against the Dudley Boys. This was actually good. This was a really good match, actually. It wasn't all fucking weaponry and shit like that. It was there was like the odd bit here and there, but not much. So Cronus and Bubba start fucking right early on. Cronus does that fucking double backflip elbow. As Bubba's in the corner, he runs and does like 2 backflips and bosh.
Very agile, big, isn't he?
Yeah, very, very agile. Yeah. Then after that, fucking Saturn Saturn's in. Saturn does Cronus does like an enziguri to the back of the head of Bubba, and then Saturn runs. So if you can imagine, Bubba's in the middle of the ring, facing one of the corners. Cronus is behind Bubba, Cronus does like a kick, like a fucking Bad News Brown fucking ghetto blaster type thing behind Bubba's head. As Bubba's feeding towards the corner he's looking at, Saturn runs to that corner, fucking springboard off the middle and the top, fucking drop kick on Bubba. Kaplow! Fucking beautiful. Fucking beautiful that was. Like, yeah, right balance that. After he's hit the springboard, he does a fucking Frankensteiner on Bubba. Beautiful. Devon comes in though, fucking nails Saturn with a clothesline, bam, just to like fuck him up. Cronus comes in to get fucking rid of Devon. So now Cronus and Devon are outside. Cronus gets fucked up outside. I didn't see what happened, but he ends up covered in blood, so he's fucking busted wide open outside. Then Dudley's
gone in the post or something, has he?
I think so. Maybe the camera wasn't on him, so it just went to him and he was just covered in blood. And then the Dudleys are back in, and now it's 2-on-1, so the Dudleys are taking control. The first use of the weapon I see is a sidewalk slam by Devon on Saturn, just on a folded chair on the floor. So not like fucking crazy weapons, just a chair on the floor. Saturn tries to fight back here and there, but fucking I quite like it as well, because as well as Saturn trying to fight back and getting cut off, Cronus keeps trying to climb up to the fucking apron from the outside, but keeps getting cut off at the same time. Kind of like old Marty Jannetty style, Shawn Michaels fucking with the power and glory type thing. Yeah, same situation, trying to climb up, but he just keeps getting knocked down. Finally, Cronus does get up, and that's when you can see he's just covered in blood. So I don't know what the fuck happened, but yeah. Saturn does some nice little fight backs, but keeps getting cut off. There's a point in it though where Saturn does get in control. He could have tagged Cronus quite easily, but then just runs into a fucking another cut off by the Dudleys. So I'm always like told, like as a heel, to just keep your fucking guy away from like their corner, because he's gonna look a tit if he don't tag, and you know what I mean, kind of situation. So but yeah, he couldn't tag.
You've built to, because there's no build, is there? You just fucking, if you're there and you tag, there's no suspense or fucking disbelief. It's just he's doomed if he does tag, and he's doomed if he doesn't in that situation.
Pretty much, yeah. That's why I just try my fucking best, just to, like they always say, cut the ring in half, just keep him fucking, But anyway, so Bubba throws Saturn, Bubba throws Saturn up in the air like he's going to give him like a flapjack or something, or like I think he's going to give him like the fucking 3D, but on his own, but Saturn turns it into a drop kick in midair. That goes into the hot tag, so both men get tagged in now. Cronus comes in and fucking spin kicks on the pair of them, like spinning heel kick, X-Pac style. Boom. All four in now. Bubba's on his knees, and both the Eliminators give him like a really nice double team kick, like one to the chest and one to the back. Like fucking look proper vicious that did. So Bubba's fucking down after that. Saturn runs at Devon, who's against the ropes, and gives him like a Foley style clothesline, so they both go over. So Saturn and Devon are out the ring, and in the ring is Bubba and Cronus. Bubba does give him the cutter now, like the Bubba cutter. Boom, 1-2, but Saturn just makes the fucking save in time, and then all of a sudden Saturn gets fucked off, and then they hit the Bubba cutter again, but this time like the 3D with a pair of them, both Dudleys. On Sat. Oh no, yeah, sorry. I've put 3D on Saturn, but it was a 3D on fucking one of them. But that was a finish anyway. 3 count, 3D finish, boom. I think it might be on Cronus because Saturn was illegal. But anyway, very good match. Though. I did enjoy it. Probably the best one of the 4.
I didn't think it would be, but it sounds like the best one out of the 4.
Yeah. It was really enjoyable actually, and there wasn't much use of weapons. I think there was just that chair, and don't know what they've done to Cronus outside the ring because I didn't see it. But weapons wasn't all fucking like the Gangstas match, but it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it, to be fair. So That was a winner.
I could have picked the Phantoms match as my favourite, but I think the Japanese 6-man was that fucking random that I think I have to pick that. And because I was most surprised on how good it was, considering the Eliminators, I've not really seen that whole much before. Mil Mascaras does a Sal. I don't really do Japan. I'm not the biggest Bob Backlund fan. Love Snuka, but 1 out of fucking 6 people was a bit of a shit ratio of, percentage of likability. And I really enjoyed it. So, yeah. I don't think it was a bad pick at all in the end. A week ago, I was thinking, what the fucking hell is he thinking about? But no, good pick, I think. Monday, Kurt Hennig. Quite excited for him. He doesn't do bad matches, so it's impossible.
Yeah.
Especially, maybe in his youth, but, as soon as he grew that curly fucking half perm, half mullet, can't go wrong. Wednesday, Vancouver, All-Star. There's not a lot of TV, but quite a few matches, so we'll say 4 matches in it, if not a full TV. So, which makes it my pick for tags. I was watching a DVD yesterday, and it had some of these on it, but I've kind of broadened it a little bit. So I'll say, like we did the Hart family, as long as there's a Hart in the tag, we'll do the same with the Guerreros.
All right, okay. I thought you were gonna say the Von Erichs for a second there, but no, the Guerreros. That'll be a.
Yeah,
because
there's several to pick from for the last fucking 40 years or more.
So
you never imagine.
As long as it's got a Guerrero in it.
In a tag, yeah. Any Guerrero, legit Guerrero, not fucking bullshit Alan Guerrero in a mask. Like, it has to be a fucking actual Guerrero. Yeah, I think that's another fucking odd week, isn't it? Perfect Vancouver and Guerreros. It's what we do. It's how we roll.
Yeah.
Eliminators. I didn't know what you were fucking thinking, but I was, pleasantly surprised. See people Monday, Mr. P.